Generic greetings and welcome to Beverage plus Blood Bowl Chaos Edition once again. Today's beverage is honey and lemon. Nice soothing throat beverage because my throat is still killing me after the man flu epidemic. So, Blood Bowl Chaos Edition, featured it several times on the channel before. This is the Dark Bite, the team that we did a series on, and I've featured a couple of times since then. The reason I'm doing this is because this is probably the last opportunity I'm going to have to really feature Blood Bowl Chaos Edition, because Blood Bowl 2 is due to be released at some point in September. I don't know exactly when, but as soon as that comes out, I can pretty much see me moving over to that. I mean, the only reason to stay with the original Blood Bowls, or Chaos Edition, or Legendary, or whatever the edition you are currently running, is that Blood Bowl 2 only has, I believe, 10 teams, and that's including the 2 DLC teams. And obviously Chaos Edition has 23, so, you know, that's a reason to maybe play the older games, or like Chaos Edition or whatever, over Blood Bowl 2. Also, if none of the community moves over, then that might be a problem as well, but really not for me, because I don't play that much online. Anyway, we're going to do a bit of a fight here. This is going to be team value 1,800 versus 1,920. I'm not going to bring any of my treasury over, and it looks like they have a bit of a bonus, actually. I don't know why. Oh, because they brought loads of petty cash with them, that's why. Either way, they've got some stuff to spend. Could I get something? How much is a wizard? Wizard is 1,500. I do have a little bit of money. I could get myself a wizard. I think I am going to do that. We'll look for the inducements, and they've got a star player, so they've got a total value of 2,170 because they put loads of money with it, and I've got a bit of a wizard sitting there. But yes, the only reason to, I guess, not move over to Blood Bowl 2 is because you know, maybe the community won't move over either. But who knows? We'll have to see. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I've got some reservations, but from what I've seen, it looks very nice. But again, we'll have to see what happens when it comes out. I'm sure I'll feature it a lot on the channel, to many people's dismay, I'm sure, because it's not exactly the most popular of games, and something that a lot of people don't like me playing for some reason, even though I'm not too bad at it, and I'm not good at it. I'm not going to say I'm good at the game, but I'm not too bad at it. A lot of people don't seem to like it. I don't know whether it's just because it's not a very good spectator game, or whether or not it's just different from anything I've featured on the channel, but sort of, isn't that the point? Oh, it looks like we've actually got a half-decent pitch this time. Normally it's the frozen Nordic waste, which is really, really annoying, but we've got the Stormwind ships, which is really, really cool. The Blood Bowl 2 pitches look really awesome. Really, really good indeed. So we're going to just press escape and just skip over that, and I think we will actually receive, which means we get first turn, so I can do a little bit of punching first. So they've got 3 linemen on the front there. What I'm going to do is bring some of my vampires on there. Oh, and looks like we've also got, this is not good, we've got a sweltering heat. So it's so hot and humid that some players collapse from heat exhaustion. That is not good at all. So I'll have to see what I can do here. There's a guy with kick. I'm going to put it to the back. I'm going to bring my guys with wrestle up the front here. We do have a guy with tackle as well, which is in the centre. That's good. We'll bring some of the others there. I've got lots and lots of thralls, as you may expect from a team like this. I'm just going to put my other vampires at the front there. What I want to do is try and do a fairly crap job, to be honest with you. This is a really, really bad layout in terms of defense and stuff, but it's a very everything or nothing at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Should really put someone at the back like a vampire. Now I'll think about it to actually pick the ball up, so I don't really need the guy with kick on here because I am receiving, so let's swap them around. We'll put the guy, I'll keep him there where he is. I think I'm going to put a vampire at the back there. We'll swap these 2 around. I'm going to put vampires, put one there. Bring him back. 1 there. And then we'll put a vampire on the other side as well. So we've got 3 vampires in the centre just to do some bashing. Got a vampire there. And then, actually, you know, we'll swap these around. So swap them around like that. That should do us quite nicely. Defence is not great, but that'll do us. Here we go. Let's have a good game. Probably the last game I feature on the channel. Shame. Unless Blood Bowl 2 is crap, you understand, in which case we'll be featuring more of this. So, quick snap. The offense starts their faction early, and basically I get a sort of a free move, so I can move 1 there, which I will take, 1 there, which I'll take. I'll get these guys closer to the ball. I might as well move everybody forward just a little bit. Obviously, I'm versing, is it high elves or is it just elves? The dragon princes, it'll be high elves, I think. Either way, it's elves, so they have got decent agility, decent strength, and armor value standard. So, anyway, do I move these vampires forward? We can move them 1 space forward and really get a sort of good punch in. I think I might as well. There we are, and then we will end the event. And there goes the ball. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Job done. So, I don't think anyone's gone off from heat exhaustion by the look of it. No, we're okay there. Right, let's get some punching in. So, we could go for 2 dice with the Thrall, and I think I will take that one. There's a straight pushback. I'll push it to the left-hand side and follow it up there. And then what I'll do is the same thing again on the right-hand side. The reason I'm doing the Thralls first is because it's just a little bit better to do it now. Because obviously if something goes wrong with vampires and they do bloodlust, then I can, they're in a position where I can attack them. So I will go forward with that one and push it forward. Fantastic. And I can attack this guy here. Yeah, like I say, if I bloodlust, then we might have a bit of a problem. I'm going to push him to there. I will not follow it up because I don't want that guy. That's a blitzer in right next to that guy. That's not going to be good. So let's take this vampire. We'll pick the ball up for a 2+. Piece of piss, no problem. Then we're going to run straight into the centre there. Not bad at all. We could go for it, but that's a little bit too risky for my liking. Although, no, I think we're going to go for it because then we get, typical. We get some, like, tackle zones around now. I've rolled a 1, so I'm going to have to roll additional dice there. We get a re-roll on it. I've got 5 re-rolls, which is something I really wanted to keep, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. Move them up there, and then I guess we will start spreading these guys out. So, just so they can't get past us, I think that's okay. Obviously, it means that these guys are then sort of defenseless, but that's not really a big problem. I'm going to pull this guy further back. Is that a runner? There's their star player. Let's get the guys away from the star player. We do have an opportunity to blitz. I could blitz their star player. Looks like I have actually... Yeah. I've bloodlusted, so we'll get a turnover and he'll be sent off if I don't blitz someone near a Thrall because I need to bite said Thrall, so I'm going to blitz there instead. And then here we go. It is not a bad... A defender stumbles, but they do have blocks, so I'll do that. And... Oh, they haven't got dodge though, that's okay, so I'm not going to follow up. Bang, there they go down, and then I will bite the Thrall next to me. Actually, I could move a little bit further back if I wanted to. I'll move up to there. And then I will end that action by that Thrall next to me, and what happens? I managed to knock him out, so I'm not going to re-roll that. No point. I've got one more action left on the left. I'm just going to end the turn and call it there. Cool. So do I want to use a wizard? No, I do not. Don't think it's worth using a wizard at this moment. And looks like they're going to go around and do their thing. A couple of things I'm really looking forward to in Blood Bowl 2. And I think I've discussed this before, but, you know, we're here, why not? Really looking forward to the new AI, because the AI in this is okay. It is adequate at best, but it doesn't really play to its team's strengths. I don't know whether it's based on the team's sort of abilities. As far as I'm aware, it's not. It's just all the AI is the same, and obviously we'll look at the players and see what they are good at and stuff and move them around, but there's not any tailored AI specifically for each team, whereas in Blood Bowl 2, that's one of the features they are talking about, saying, yes, look at this, we've got nice special AI for each team, so they will play differently when you verse them, so that'll be interesting. Looks like the team doesn't really know what to do here, so I should be able to do a lot of attacks. So let's start messing around here. Let's push that guy back to there. Not going to follow up. Bang, he drops to the deck. I need to get rid of this star player, so let's do a bit of an attack with Vampire again. Oh, perfect. Defender down. We'll push him straight there. We will follow it up, and bang, he goes down. Excellent. That's what we wanted. And then we've got this Vampire here. Now, I need to get him up the field, get that in the end there. What I'll do is I'll move my Thrall up to there. Okay, here we go. And then I'll move another Thrall up to... Actually, I'll move that one up to there. I'm going to start creating a rudimentary cage ready for this guy to come in, you see. That's the plan. Move him over there. Move this guy to... No, we don't want to stamp on him. Actually, we do want to stamp on him, but, you know, it's probably a bit too risky. And then I will move my Vampire over here. There's Bloodlust. I am going to re-roll that because I don't want to bite these Thralls because that'll weaken the cage if they go down, which they will. And there's that there. So that's fine. I think what we'll do now is do a bit of the old blitzing, and we will do... Can we do a blitz there? That's only one dice. We'll do a blitz in this side, like that, but I'll manually move him so we'll go there, so if it fails, I can bite that guy. Oh, perfect. We've attacked that guy. We'll push him further forward to there, and we will follow it up. Bang, and job done. They go down. This guy, obviously, last person here. I could move him, but obviously activating him might cause a bit of bloodlust problems, so I'm not going to bother with that because I haven't got a reroll. I am not going to use my wizard. I'm keeping the wizard for if they get hold of the ball and get it right round the back, so obviously that's something I want to avoid. Oh, nice tasty beverage. Looks like they're getting all their players up first. Good call, good call. I used to play this a little bit online. We used to have me and a couple of friends used to have a little bit of a league going, and I did okay as the vampires. They're sort of classed as a a lower tier team. Most teams, in fact every team, oh good grief, there's one of my thralls been knocked out. I'm not going to re-roll that with my apothecary. Yes, the all teams are sort of split into, it's not really it's an unofficial ranking like in a tiers. So you've got tier 1, 2 and 3 teams. Well, 1, 2, 3 and I believe there's a 4th tier as well. And tier 4 is basically the silly joke, they never work teams. Basically, I think it is, oh, it looks like I've been stood on, you cheeky gits. They've done a little bit of a stamp on there. Nasty. So my turn here, and ooh, this is not great at all. Okay, yeah, there's like I said, there's several rankings. I'm going to push this guy back here, and looks like that's worked out quite well. I'll push him to there. We'll not follow it up. Bang, he goes down, and then we'll do the same thing to this guy with a thrall. I'm playing this as more of a bashy team than anything else, which is weird because they're not really well. The vampires are not really any particular. I could bring him down. I've got block and dodge and he doesn't, so bang, he goes down. That's fantastic. And there's a bloodlust. I will re-roll that, and then it's only going to be a pushback, but I'll push him close to the vampire. Yeah, the the vampires don't really do anything particularly well. Well, I guess the vampires do everything well. That's their thing. They can do pretty much everything. But the thralls are a bit crap. And the class is a tier. I think they're a tier 3 team, like tier 4 being reserved for the absolute worst of the worst, aka hobgoblins, not hobgoblins, halflings. Anyway, I need to push these guys around, so I'm going to do a cheeky 1 dicer, and this might go wrong. There's a pushback, that's exactly what we need. We'll push him to there, not follow it up. There we are. And then we do have a couple other 1 dicers I can pick, so that's a 2 dicer, that's a 1. We'll go for a 1er, and oh, perfect, defender down. I'm really looking out on these dice rolls here. We're not going to follow it up, and then we do need to get rid of him. So we're going to use our 1 Noni Blitz. Here we go. And that, again, defender stumbles. We'll push him back there and follow it up. Now, actually, if we didn't follow that up, we might have been able to get that in the box. Now, what I'm going to do is run that guy over there. What I'll do is go there first. We dodged out the way successfully. No bloodlust. And then we're going to basically chase it up like that. Now, that's not overly great because I am on my own, but remember, that guy has got block and dodge, so he's a blodger, which is quite good, and we'll end the turn there. And do I want to use my wizard? I could use my wizard around there, but I'm not going to. Yeah, blodge is very, very good because obviously there's only a 1 in 6 chance of you taking him down, and with him having strength 4, the chances of that are quite low because they're going to have to gang people on there. So I might be alright, I might not be. Even so, I'm putting a lot of pressure on by doing that. Yeah, this team is classed as a tier 3 team, as I was saying. Tier 1 being things like wood elves and stuff like that and whatnot. It looks like there's 3 guys coming towards me. They've done a pushback and obviously they're going to go forward there. He doesn't have, by the look of it, no, he doesn't have it. I thought that guy might have frenzy because I saw the amount of armor and stuff that he's got on him. There's a lot of detail in the game. It's not very pretty these days, but it does the job quite nicely. Blood Bowl 2 looks absolutely fantastic and very, very polished, although a lot of the controls I've seen are very Xboxy, like, you know, they're all, so you can tell that the videos that they've not been, I don't think they haven't been used with a mouse, put it that way. Anyway, I need to get this guy in there. It's going to cost 2 dodges to do that. I could do a bit of an attack there. Now that would work. Let me bring another thrall in. If I can get that guy out of the way, then that would help me out a lot. That's going to be a 2 dicer. Now if this goes wrong, I'm actually going to put myself worse off, and no, it hasn't gone wrong at all. Defender down, that's exactly what I need. I'll push him there, and I will follow it up, and job done. So there you are. That's perfect, that's exactly what I need. Now I could start doing some attacks, and I really shouldn't, but it's that whole age-old thing of, oh look, I can do some attacks, let's do it, and then it goes horribly wrong, and that's not good. There's a bloodlust. I'm not going to re-roll that, and I'm not going to take a move action instead because he is a thrall next to me. Looks like that's going to be both down, but I can take that because I've got block, and then I will bite the thrall next to me, which won't turn over because it's just a knockdown. No real choice for me to go now. I'm just going to go straight in there. There's a bloodlust. I'm going to re-roll that, and then we've put it in the end zone. That's why I didn't re-roll the original bloodlust, because if it did go wrong, I wouldn't be able to re-roll it there, which means I would fail, because even if you get the ball in the end, if you bloodlusted, you don't actually touch down, you don't put it in the end zone, and you just walk off, which is really, really, really annoying. There we go. So I'm not going to get any of my thralls back, but I do have several spare, as you can clearly see, just sitting on the bench there. The proverbial bench. There's actually no bench at all. And then we'll go down this side, and we can see that they have 3 waiting in the wings as well. So that's okay. Not a bad go there. Let's go for a generic setup, and that should do us quite nicely. I am going to be kicking off, so I need my guy. Where is he? There's my guy with kick. He's fine there. Obviously, I've got this as the generic setup. And hang on, am I missing a vampire? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a thrall. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Where's my other vampire? Am I just being blind? Has the setup eaten my vampire again? I think it might have eaten my vampire. Or has he been taken off? There's their star player, knocked out from sweltering heat, which is good. I'm guessing that's what's happened to my vampire. Yes, there it is there. So sweltering heat's kicked in. We mentioned that at the start there. But their star player's been taken off. So you know what? That's much better. I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. So there's a kickoff. There it goes, and I get an extra team reroll from the kickoff table. Looks like the ball's bouncing around, perfect positioning, job done. So they're going to crack on with this. They are on turn 4 of 16, so not bad at all. Looks like Shuhan's has kicked in so he could pick the ball up. That's excellent. What's he going to do now? Is he going to lob it? I hope so, because I like to see them try and fling it and then it fall over. So I've got everybody off the line. Oh, that's a dodgy tactic. They've took someone off the front line to blitz this guy on the left, and they've pushed him towards the wall. Good tactic, I guess. But actually ripping them off the line is interesting. And look at that. Look at the dodges all the way through there. I mean, if there's one thing that these guys can do, it's dodge. Looks like there's going to be a couple more punches and stuff at the front. Most of these guys, I think all of the guys at the front have wrestle, which is, yeah, that's true there. Look at them guys running. Wow. There's a blitzer with +1 agility and strip ball and mighty blow. So they're something to watch out for. In fact, what I'll probably do is go towards them in the... I'll probably try and take them out. That's the thing with the vampires. I really like the way they work. Oh, looks like they've tried to go for it and then failed their reroll, and it's a turnover. Fantastic. So here we go. Looks like I'm just going to get a thrall in the back. And where's my guy with kick? It's over there. I can't really... I'll bring him a little bit closer. I'll bring him here. What I'm trying to do is just crowd all of their players. Now we could get some people in here. Can't get anyone past that zone. So what I'll do, I'll just put him in the tackle zone. And then we're going to do a bit of a blitz there. Why can't we do that blitz there? That's a bit of a weird one. I can do a blitz there, but I can't do that way. That is really weird. Why can't he blitz at all? That's just strange. Never seen that before. Let's move him over there. And let's try and blitz this guy here. So here we go. See what happens. One only blitz. It's only a pushback. Only got 2 rerolls, so I can't choose to alter that one, so we'll have to take it. Probably get a cheeky one-dicer over here. Yes, we will. We'll get a cheeky oneer, and we'll push him back to there. We will follow up. I don't want to be on the line. Obviously, getting near the wall, or being near the wall, is not a good thing. So we're on 2 dice for this attack here. And I do have both down, which is... because both down, I've got wrestle. Yeah, so basically I wrestle them both to the ground. That works out, okay. And then we can actually, if I want to, get this guy in here. Crowd the ball, thralls are expendable, we don't really care. And then I've got another vampire here. We'll run him up. We'll put him in. Obviously vampires being strength 4 and these ones having dodge and tackle are just nasty to keep, really. I think I will... I'm not going to put the boot in, that's just silly. Do I want to use my... I think I do want to use my wizard at this point, so I will use a fireball, which will be there. And here comes the fireball. Bang! And, oh. Well, I thought I'm getting 3 of their players and 1 of mine. The chance of it going wrong, whatever. I've got a broken jaw on my thrall, which is I'm not going to use my apothecary to reroll that. I thought what's going to happen is I might lose a thrall. I don't really care. That's exactly what's happened. But I thought the guy with the ball will probably fall over. Hopefully a couple of others as well. It didn't work out. I've basically come off worse there. So, you know, it's the luck of the dice, I guess. It's the Blood Bowl problem, isn't it? The Blood Bowl syndrome, I think I called it at one point. Where, you know, there's only a 1 in 27 chance of this failing. Guess what? You fail. It's always like that. It looks like another Thrall's been knocked out. Thrall's really, really weak. Obviously, armor 7, which is very under par. Armor 8, I believe, is the average for most of them. I think even things like Skinks, which have armor 7, which obviously are classed as quite weak, and they've also got Stunty, which means you get +1 to injury roll, but they do have dodge anyway as standard, so, you know. And because of Stunty, they get +1 to dodge roll, so they're quite good at that one. Right, so they've still got hold of the ball. All I'm going to try and do is turn it off. I'll make sure, I'll see if I can turn them out. And let's do a bit of an attack here. That's a really good hit. We'll push him up to there and follow it up. There we are. Yeah, all I'm trying to do is basically turn them over. So keep them trying to push this. Keep them trying to push this. Put people in positions of annoyance, I guess. And we can move that thrall up to there, I believe. No, that's 2 dodges. Too many. That's too many. That guy's got 2 dodges. That guy's got guard and tackle. That guy, right, that guy's got catch, so we need to take him out. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's take this guy out with catch, and looks like both down will work out because bang, I've got block, and that's worked out. And then what I'll do is I'll move this guy further forward and put him there. I should have actually put him there, which is a shame. I could risk dodging to there. I do have dodge, so let's try it. Oh, that failed. Wow, okay, I didn't expect that at all. The thing is, I've got agility 4, so it's only a 2+ to do that, and then, or is it a 3+? Don't know, it doesn't tell me there. Looks like we've got a bit of interception coming in because that guy's at the back and interception's failed. It looks like they've got a equalizer there. If I'm totally honest with you, I didn't even notice that guy at the back. Really didn't notice him. GG, guys, GG. That's annoying. Anyway, I thought, well, even the interceptions, we maybe have got that. But yeah, just work. That's what happens with Blood Bowl. Damn it, that's annoying. Yeah, the chances of that going wrong were quite slim because I have agility 4 and dodge. It looks like I've got a vampire back, which is good. And we'll escape all of that. I do have, I guess it is, we'll go for the generic setup again. I don't need the guy with kick on here because I am now receiving the ball. So I guess what I'll do is put the vampires back to the front. There's the guy we'll wrestle. I think the guy with kick's probably out with Swelter and Heat. No, he's not. So where is he? There he is there. We'll swap him out for him. We don't need to keep him there, you see. Put the guy with wrestle at the front. Wrestle with the front, I say. There we go. What else? What else? I think that's about it. Put him there. Put a vampire at the back. Thrall there to bite on in case something goes horribly, horribly wrong. And actually, let's move these about like so. Another strong line. Basically, you get a couple of turns of punching, and that's all this is going to be here. And hopefully, we'll do okay. Don't think I'll be able to score. Oh, where's that ball going? Looks like there's a high kick. I'm place someone under the ball. I'll place the vampire for obvious reasons. No, this is pretty much, we're not going to score this one. I've got 2 turns to get this in. I guess I could do it, but we'll see what happens. So vampire, here we go. Both down, I'll take that, bang. Do another attack one here, let's speed this up a bit. And we'll push him back to there, and boom, knockout. Finally, we've got something quite decent. There's another attack, and push him back to there. Bang, they're all going down and out. Let's get this vampire, and we'll charge him forward. No bloodless, which is good, we'll get him to there. And then we will run him up to there, I think. Not bad at all. Nowhere near close enough, but enough so I can get this guy to do a cheeky blitz. I've got a bloodlust. I am going to re-roll that because I do want to move him further forward after this. So that is a bad result anyway. Both were blocked, so it's just going to hit each other. That's all that was. Not great at all. Looks like I'm going to have to get the thrall into there, but that's not going to work out. We'll get him up to there. That's fine. Then we will start crowding all of these players. There's their star player there. I'll move them up. They're going to get some free attacks, but I'm not really too bothered. Like I said, it's all about just keeping hold of the ball at the moment. And then I think that will do it. We'll move up to there. Basically, we've got a big stupid line going at the moment. There we are. Fantastic. Speaking of Blood Bowl 2 earlier, I know that there's only 8 teams coming, but then there's 2 more teams, Lizardmen and Wood Elves, that are going to be day 1 DLC as far as I'm aware. I actually really despise that. I thought, well, that's insane. That's just, you know, complete naked profiteering right there and out of order. But I have heard that there are reasons for it. I know Blood Bowl was supposed to be due out in, I believe, May or something, and then they pushed it back to do whatever. And originally there was going to be the game come out in May, and then basically a month or so after there'd be the starting to DLC the teams, which I guessed anyway. I guessed that they were going to DLC the teams. There'd be no reason why they wouldn't, I guess. Let's do a bit of a wrestle to the ground there, which is why I always take wrestle. Pretty cool. And see if I can push that guy. Push that guy back to there. Yes, I will follow it up. Of course, I'll follow it up because I can then do an. It's only a 1 dicer. It's a bit naughty. I'm not going to re-roll that. Not going to do another action. Push him to there. Not follow it up. And then bite that thrall behind me. Om nom 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 nom. Knock him down. Yes, so the plan was originally, as far as I can tell, so at least what I've read, is that there was going to be, you know, the game coming out in sort of May time, and then about a month after DLC, the other two teams about a month after, which is interesting, an interesting choice. I'm not going to re-roll that either. I'm not going to take another action because I've got thralls next to me. That's a nice attack. Bang. And then bite that thrall behind me. Om nom 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 nom. And take him down as well. Good grief. But obviously, since it's pushed back, they've actually... Ooh, let's definitely re-roll that. There we are. That's my last re-roll as well. But it's my last turn of this half, so I don't really care too much. Might as well do a cheeky one dice blitz. Yeah, it worked out. Bang. There we go. Don't think they're going to be able to score now. They've got a guy back there. Got their star player, so maybe if they grab the ball and fling it back there, it might work out. It might not. But, yeah, anyway, as I said, the DLC, the whole, you know, actually bring the plan was to bring the game out in sort of May, June, whatever, and then a month later do the DLC for the thing. But now, because it's being pushed back, they're giving basically one away for free if you pre-order, so it's like a pre-order bonus. I just think it's... You know, it sounds like when you explain that way, it does sound good. I don't know whether I still buy into that. I don't know whether I want to buy into that that bit of blarmy, but because they're layering it on a bit thick, aren't they? But who knows? Who knows? Either way, that's half time on this pitch, which is all good. But yeah, I guess if you do pre-order it, you get one for free. But then you're still gonna have to buy the other. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to pre-order because I just don't like pre-ordering in the first instance. I mean, the thing is, I'm going to buy Blood Bowl 2 pretty much whatever the reviews say. It's one of those games where, you know, it's logic is completely overridden, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to get that game. You know, like Fallout 4. You know, I'm going to be getting that game regardless. But then I still don't want to pre-order stuff. I really don't want to pre-order stuff because I don't think you should. Anyway, you know what? I think I'm going to leave it there. We're going to cut it short, mainly because I'm out of beverage. My throat is killing me, and I think this is dragging on a little bit. Either way, I think we've had a good first half. Second half, who knows what that's going to be like, but yeah, vampires, I really like playing them. Sadly, not in Blood Bowl 2. There will be at some point, I guess, and it will be an instant purchase, assuming I'm playing Blood Bowl 2, which I can't see why I wouldn't be. But yeah, there you go. Probably the last time we're going to feature a Blood Bowl on the channel until the second one. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, thank you very much for watching. Comments in the comments. And generic partings. Oh, God, my throat is killing me.